with a haul today. I have quite a bit of manga and manhwa, a little bit of merch, and an art book. So as usual, I will have timestamps below, so feel free to jump around to whatever is interesting to you. And I'll just go ahead and get into my pickups. So first I have a manhwa series that I have been so excited about this release and just waiting for this volume to come out. The Lady and Her Butler, Volume 1. I really like this series. I read it online a few years ago, and it's one of my favorite manhwa series. It's a romance with a bit of drama. It follows a businesswoman who wants nothing to do with men and relationships because of the history that she's seen her mom have with different men through the years. And then the male lead has fallen on some really hard times and ends up moving in with her as a live-in housekeeper to clean and cook because she is really busy and has been struggling to make time for taking care of herself outside of work. I always forget to flip through volumes because I'm usually collecting ongoing series, but since this is the first volume, I'll flip through a little bit to show the art style. But this one is a manhwa, so it is in full color. But I really like the female lead. She's a really strong and driven woman. The main characters meet because of a misunderstanding, and she hits him with this frying pan. But I really especially love the male lead. He is a big guy, and he is a bit intimidating when people first meet him, but he is such a sweetheart. And like I said earlier, he's just going through a really hard time in his life, and I'm just so excited about this series. But The Lady and Her Butler, I think it's going to end up being 9 volumes if it follows the same formatting as the Korean release, which I think it will because I checked and the page count for this English volume is the same page count for the first Korean volume. So that's what I'm assuming so far. And then the rest of the spines for the upcoming volumes are going to be really colorful, just like this one is a bright yellow. Well, I mean, the cover's orange, but the spine is yellow. But the upcoming volume covers are like green and purple and pink and blue. So I love when my shelf has colorful volumes just lined up on it, so excited to get more of these volumes. Next, I have a few shoujo series from ongoing series that I've been collecting. So first, A Condition Called Love, Volume 10. I feel like I've talked about this series so much just because with every new release, I share it in a haul video and then I give a little blurb, but especially as it's into volume 10, I don't like to share what is going on in the current released volumes in case people haven't read to that point yet. So I'm always saying the same thing, but this is a high school romance series following a girl who's never had romance before, never really been interested in it, and then a guy who is really obsessed with having a really close romantic relationship with someone. And so the whole series is just them learning how to interact with each other and when to yield to what the other wants and just kind of figuring out what they want their relationship to be. So again, this one is ongoing. I think in Japan it's out through volume 15 or maybe 14. So I'm curious how long it's going to be. I do like it. I've said this in the last couple videos that I've hauled the volumes before this one. The anime came out for A Condition Called Love, and I still haven't watched it. It's on my to-watch list, and I'm gonna get to it soon, but I do really like this series. Next is Volume 8 of Tsubaki-chou Lonely Planet. I said all these were ongoing shoujo series, but this one is complete in Japan, but the release in English is ongoing. It's complete at 14 volumes. And we're just gradually making our way there. We're at volume 8. And this is a series that I have read before, so I really like it, and I'm gonna wait for more of the volumes to be released before I do another read-through of it. I was following initially when it first released. As the volumes would release, I would read the volumes, but then I got distracted by other reads and fell behind, so I'm just gonna start again from volume 1 at some point and just read through once we get a few more, because I like to binge. I prefer to binge rather than reading a new volume every 6 to 8 months when they release. But this one follows a high school girl that becomes a live-in housekeeper for this historical novelist. After her father leaves to go work remotely, she's very frugal because her family has been in debt and is good at cooking and just housekeeping things. But then romance blossoms because of similarities she has with this man that she's getting to know. But I just really love everything by Mika Yamamori. Her art style is just stunning, and I've liked all of her stories so far. And then the next volume of Yona of the Dawn, volume 42. I love this front and back cover spread. I'm kind of frustrated that they split the dragons between the front and back cover, because you can't display it unless you have 2 volume 42s, but it's stunning. I almost wanted to get a Japanese volume for this volume because I could just take the dust jacket off and then have it open on display, but the Japanese volumes, I think right here, have a big barcode, so that would have looked pretty terrible. But I did end up getting a bromide print of this illustration, so I can be happy with that. But another series that I just really love, Yona of the Dawn. I've been keeping up with the Japanese chapter releases, and it's been kind of crazy for a while, the developments in the story and just where everyone's at. But I'm curious how much we have left. It has been confirmed that the series is in its final arc now, so I'm really excited to see how the story gets wrapped up, and I really hope it's a really satisfying, fulfilling ending for our cast of characters that we've all come to love through this journey. Next, I have Omnibus 12 of Tokyo Revengers, so volumes 23 and 24. And I like both of these covers. Hanma looks so cool, and I love purple. But then this one's just stunning. I'm so glad that when they chose to do omnibus volumes 2-in-1s, that the cover illustration from the volume that didn't get the omnibus cover, that they put just right inside the first page, so we don't miss out on the color illustration of the second volume. But this is another one that I'm just plugging away with, collecting as the volumes release, so it is complete at volume 31, so we're almost there. I'm super disappointed that the last omnibus volume, because the series ends at 31 rather than 30 or 32. I thought they were going to do 2-in-1s until they hit 30, and then 31 would just be a single. But the last omnibus is going to be a 3-in-1, so I'm really hoping that just on the shelf, the volumes won't look really stupid, like just all being aligned in width, and then the final one being like super chunky. So I don't know, we'll see how it looks when they release it. But Tokyo Revengers is a shonen series that follows a bunch of delinquents in middle school and high school as they have conflicts with each other, and the protagonist has come from the future back to his teenage days to try to prevent a tragedy that has happened in the future. But I really love this story, and this is one I've been reading on and off as the volumes have released, but I'm really looking forward to being able to do just like a straight read through of the whole series from physical volumes. So next I'm going to go through some of my merch, and then I'll get back to the books. I have another stack over here. But one of the items that we got recently was this 2B noodle stopper figure. This is our first noodle stopper. I know that this type of figure is really popular, and like on Instagram, I'm always seeing people's shelves with these just sitting on their shelves or sitting on books, and we just hadn't gotten any because I'm kind of picky about figures when it comes to like their faces and the detail. But 2B is one of my husband's favorite characters, and we both really liked the design, the detail in her clothing. I don't know if you can tell. It's like kind of the fabric. You can see the detail, but got this one for my husband now. And honestly, I've been kind of spoiling him with figures lately because I have so many. I have 2 resin statues, a few Sanji figures, and then a bunch of Nendoroids. So we got him this one, and then we've gotten a bunch of Nendoroids for him and his shelves over the past couple months. So I know he's happy to have those ones. Next, I have a few Sanji goods from One Piece. So I got a few pins in the past couple weeks, and I'll put an image up of what those pins were. There were 6 different variants, but these were the 4 that I was the most interested in. But it was hard for me to envision how they would look completed because the pre-order only included the like sketched images of them or like drawn with the colors filled in. But these were the ones that I was interested in. I am only keeping 2 of them because of how they fit into my pin collection, as well as just I don't think I need 4 of the same one. But I wanted to share just this is my favorite one of the 4. I find it hilarious. Sanji's heart underwear, and the fact that this is canon. He has underwear like this. At least in the anime, he for sure does in the anime. I was trying to remember if in the manga he has heart boxers as well, but I couldn't remember. So I'm going to be doing a read through of One Piece this winter before Sanji's birthday. So in January and February, I'm going to do another full read through, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out for heart boxers if Sanji wears them in the manga or if that is just in the anime. But this was such a cute design, and I really wanted to support the pin maker who did these because I've gotten a few other pins from them that I've really liked. So another Sanji booty pin to add to my pin collection. I also got a few more trading cards from the One Piece card game. So I've just been kind of gradually, sorry, my camera's not focusing. I've just been gradually picking up some of the newly released cards. I showed the back, but they're all the same. But as the new booster packs release and there are new Sanji cards, I just go ahead and place little orders. The 2 main places that I order from are TCG Republic and Mercari Japan, just depending on where I find the card for the cheapest price. And that's because I collect the cards in Japanese. But the cards that have English only releases for the English One Piece card game, I typically will order those ones from TCG Player, which has really affordable prices because there are so many sellers that have to kind of compete with each other, but then also just they're selling based on the market value. But I'm happy to have these ones, and one of the upcoming booster packs is going to be Whole Cake Island themed, so I expect we're going to get a few more Sanji cards with that one. And the one before that one, I think that one is 11, and I think 10 is Zou. So I hope that we get a Sanji card from the Zou arc because I love his outfit in that arc, even though it's like very briefly shown. But I also picked up a few trading cards for my husband of the One Piece girls that he collects and his NieR cards that he collects. But as soon as he gets his, he just puts them into his album, so I don't even remember which ones I got for him, so just sharing mine. Another One Piece merch item, but it's not Sanji this time. It's my monthly ZoLu mail from aokkun. I am part of their Patreon, and so every month they mail out a ZoLu print, and it'll have a different color illustration every month. They post on Instagram in advance about what it's going to be, because it will have a different theme. But this month's theme had Pokemon along with Zoro and Luffy, and a little comic on the back. And then along with the print, 2 stickers, but this time it's 2 sticker sheets. Very cute. I have never played Pokemon, so I am not familiar at all with it, but I just think it's cute, them leading the different little creatures. And then a little trainer ID card, which again, I don't really know, but they're cute. So looking forward to next month's, because they post like 2 months in advance about what the theme is going to be and kind of a sketch of what the art is going to look like. I just get so excited for upcoming print releases. Okay, back to books, but before I get back to manga, I have a non-manga book that I'm including in this haul, and it is Edogawa Rampo, Japanese Tales of Mystery and Imagination. So this is a collection of short stories by Rampo, and I'm including it in this haul because the reason that I've been, over the past couple months, getting into Japanese literature and just reading through classics is because I am a big fan of Bungo Stray Dogs, and I'm just choosing my favorite characters in Bungo Stray Dogs and just trying to read bits of the works that were done by the writers that the characters are based off of. So Rampo from Bungo Stray Dogs was based on this writer. And since I started my little lit journey, I have read one of his short stories and 2 of his novels. And I wanted to get this one because it has a collection of his short stories. The only one I've read from here is The Human Chair, and it was really good. I'm excited to read a few more. One of the novels that I read had little references to some of his earlier short stories that he had written, so I'm really excited to go through and read some more of the short stories and then go back and read that novel. But I have one more Rampo collection on the way of more short stories, as well as all the essays he wrote that were published. So I'll be looking forward to that. And I'm planning to pick up at least one of his novels. I am not sure yet if I'm going to pick up Beast in the Shadows or if I want to read a few more of his novels before I decide which ones to collect physically. Because this is only my second novel by a Bungo Stray Dogs writer. The other one is one of Oda's collections of short stories. I've been doing all of my reads digitally, so just trying to get a feel for everything because I have not really been a big literature reader, especially of classics, since I was in high school. So just kind of going through reading things digitally, not committing to physical copies, and also through my library just to kind of preview them and just read through them first. And then I'd like to have a little collection of my favorites as I go through and have read some of them. Okay, back to manga now. The rest of what I have to share are all seinen series, and the art book will be at the very end. But I got a sizable chunk of volumes from the series What Did You Eat Yesterday? Volumes 11 to 21. So some time ago, I don't remember, maybe 2 months ago, I got volumes 1 to 10. I was intending to collect the whole series, but I kind of didn't want to just buy 20 volumes all at once, so I was also planning to read through them gradually, so I just got volumes 1 to 10 and started reading through just like a volume a week, or maybe 3 volumes a month. And I'm on volume 10 now, so it's perfect timing that I got these ones. So if I'm on volume 10, maybe it was like 3 months ago that I picked up those other volumes, but I really love this series. In the past, I had read through volume 10, so I reread those volumes because I wanted to refresh in my mind about the story. I love that there's cooking content. I really love the main characters. Kenji is such a sweetheart, and Shiro, I just love his personality. When I read it in the past, I had binged those 10 volumes, and by the time I got to volume 10, I was kind of burnt out on the slice of life and the cooking because it's just every chapter kind of has a similar format. The story does move ahead and moves forward, but it has a similar format that can feel repetitive if you're just reading straight through it. But as I've been reading this time around, I'm just doing it at a slower pace. I'm reading it between other reads, and I've been enjoying it so much. I'll go through and show all the covers for these ones. The spines are kind of wild, like how it will be like soft pastels and then like black. In the first 10 volumes, one of the spines is brown, and it's pretty terrible. But another thing that just really got me super hooked on the series and just invested to read the whole thing was that this summer I read the mangaka's doujinshi for this series. She has 9 What Did You Eat Yesterday doujinshi. And I've only read 6 so far because those are the only ones that are translated. I do own physical copies of them, but 7 to 9 I haven't been able to read yet. But I love the doujinshi because while they are 18 plus and have explicit content, I really love that it dives deep into the emotional side of the relationship because so much of the story is just them cooking and them going to work and interacting with their coworkers and family members. And then in the story itself, they just have a real kind of roommate-like relationship. But after reading the doujinshi, I was just like, no, they're in love. But that really motivated me to get back into this series and to just really appreciate them as characters and appreciate their relationship. Another reason I was really excited to get back into this series is because I am in my mid-30s, and every year that I get a year older, I just want to read about older romances. I do have a lot of shoujo series and shonen romance series that I love that follow teenagers and just high school romances, but I just really long to read about adults, adults in love, adult relationships. And the series starts with these men in their 40s and just kind of not just their relationship, but also their different struggles that they have to deal with as they get older, as they have parents that are aging, and just some of the challenges that they face. But then I also love cooking, so I love watching Shiro prepare different recipes and kind of getting inspired by that and just getting recipes and different ideas for cooking. So really love this series. Highly recommend it. If you're going to check it out, I would say don't binge it. Just read a bit at a time. It will be a bit more enjoyable that way, I think. Also, if you're someone who enjoys reading spicy content, then definitely would recommend checking out the mangaka's doujinshi for the series to really get invested in the main characters as a couple. But really, really happy to have this series complete now in my collection. It is ongoing, and I do have volume 22 pre-ordered. But once I get through volume 10, I'm going to go ahead and continue into my new volumes. And this is a series too that it actually is written for men because it is a seinen series. And my husband has been reading it and really enjoying it. He also loves to cook, so he's been getting inspired and getting new recipes and ideas from it. But as usual, my husband does enjoy a lot of the same manga that I enjoy, and even though I'm always like, my collection, he reads most of the manga that I have on my shelves as well. Okay, 2 series to go. Next is Yakuza Fiance Raisei wa Tangai Volume 8. I really love this series. I know in Japan that the series has been on hiatus, and I don't remember if the mangaka has come back and is working on it again or not, but I'm really, really excited for the anime. When I'm recording this, it is Sunday night right now, so tomorrow is when it airs. And I'm really, really excited because I like the story so much. When I heard the announcement that it was getting an anime adaptation, I was a little apprehensive about it because I just felt like I would be really disappointed if the animation was stiff or just not done well, if the voice cast, of course this is just my personal preference, but just if I didn't like the voice cast, then I would be disappointed with the anime. But seeing the trailers so far for the series, I'm really looking forward to it. So happy to have this volume. This is another one that I am keeping up with the Japanese chapters as they drop, so I guess I should check if I'm behind at all, if the series has picked back up or if the mangaka is still on hiatus. So this one, as the title indicates, it follows these 2 teens from Yakuza families, and each of their grandfathers is wanting them to do their part to bring the 2 groups together by getting married. So while this series does have bits of romance in it, it really is more about the drama and the action and just kind of the strange lives that these characters have because of the way they were raised and their environments. So especially in, I think, starting with volume 7 or maybe 6 through like current, it's pretty wild like what's going on with the antagonist after the Osaka arc. So really enjoy the story. Really recommend it if you think you'd enjoy that kind of premise with bits of violence sprinkled in as well. And the last series, My Dress Up Darling. So this was a surprise purchase. I didn't even know about it until I think the day that it released. My friend went into a Books A Million and posted about it on Instagram that Books A Million was releasing a Volume 1 variant cover. So my husband and I are big fans of this series. We didn't want to miss out on a variant cover, so we just got ours ordered right away. Marin is such a sweetheart. And this volume, I don't know, they're a little racy, so I won't show them, but compared to the regular Volume 1, this release has 2 additional color illustrations in it. But happy we didn't miss out on this Books A Million variant cover. And actually, I'm not sure if this is the same back cover. I forgot to check before sitting down to do this haul video, but yeah, so it's not a poster, it's just 2 additional color illustrations inside. And then we also got I kept saying art book, I'm sorry, fan book, official anime fan book. So we did actually already have this fan book in Japanese, but we wanted to get it in English because there's a lot of text in it. So we just wanted to be able to actually read the interviews and just little details about the anime. We compared it side by side and it's pretty similar. Some of the formatting is different just because of the way that the English text took up more or less space compared to the Japanese text. But I don't think there's anything cute. I don't think there's anything new with the English release. One of the things that I thought was cool though is that the English release is hardcover, whereas the Japanese is softcover or paperback. And then the cover illustration of the book itself is a little different than this. And even under this dust jacket for the Japanese release has this pattern on the front and back with the illustration inside. But then with the English release, the inside, just like liner paper, is that design. So I think this is a really nice release. I'm really glad that mine arrived without any damage because I'm always worried about art books and just larger books that they'll be damaged in transit. Fortunately, this one was okay. The dust jacket hadn't been folded in the right spots though, so it was sticking up like half an inch and it was wrapped. So it is kind of like banged up a little bit, but we just need to kind of straighten it and just make sure to flatten it a bit, and I think it'll be fine. But really happy to have this one now. I'm glad that more and more publishers are starting to release these extras in English for us. So fan books, guidebooks, art books, because I love extras like this. I really love having little extra things that complement a series and just give fans extra goodies about the characters and about the story. But I think this is everything this time around, and I feel a little frustrated because I do have kind of a big order coming in of a new series that I just decided to pick up after reading the series last month. And I was just waiting for it to arrive, and I was going to do my haul video and have like a ton of books that I was hauling, because typically I don't have that much that I share in my haul videos. Just usually pre-orders and then any merch that I've also gotten. But it is taking forever. And I was tired of having these all on the floor. I really just want to get these put on my shelves, especially since I'm going to be reading these ones soon. So I hope you enjoyed watching this haul, all my new pickups. I guess still mostly pre-orders except for completing this series in my collection. But I think over the next couple weeks, I don't have that much coming by way of pre-orders. So probably my next haul video will just have my next pre-orders, as well as that new series that I have on the way, as well as any of the merch that I get before then too. I do have a Japan order open right now, but I'm going to try to use the full 45 days of storage at Neokyo so that I can get the most out of it and combine it all for only paying international shipping once. I also have a Korea order open right now, so I just will eventually get those orders in and share those hauls as well. Also, I'm not sure if viewers of my more long form videos watch my shorts as well, but I just once in a while will do a YouTube short of some unboxing or something. But I mentioned before that we got a bunch of Nendoroids for my husband from the series NieR. And I think it'll be after this video goes live that those YouTube shorts will be the ones to follow. So hope you enjoyed those. Hope you enjoyed watching this haul. And have any of you gotten the same series as me, these new releases that have been coming out? Is there anything that is new that I haven't picked up? Since this year is coming to an end soon, it's already October, I'm thinking about, just like last year, doing a video about my favorite reads of this year. So I'm probably going to be doing that in December, but I was thinking too about doing a video about some upcoming new releases in 2025 that I'm really looking forward to. So I'll try to give that some thought. I usually just stick to haul videos, but I think that's something that I would like to do a video about as well. But this is everything this time around. I hope you enjoyed as I went through everything, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.